actually. Well, am I? Nope, 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 nope. I'm not online.
Ivan, can you hand us the Ethernet, the red Ethernet jack? Actually, OBS is on. Yep. There you are.
Sweet, 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 sweet. And hey, and I'm live now.
Yep.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Sweet.
Does your game have audio?
Yes, it does.
I don't hear it. But
Oh, okay. That's weird. That's okay. Let me see. Yeah. Huh. Peculiar. Whatever. I mean, the audio's not super important.
Okay.
So I wouldn't worry about it. Alright, so what we're going to be doing today is playing Eternal. It's a card game, online TCG, sort of like Hearthstone, but actually a bit more in the Magic vein. Decks are a bit larger. Mana is not automatically given to you. You have to actually add it to your deck and draw it and all that stuff, like lands, if anyone in the chat has ever played Magic. And what I like about it is that you still can have a pretty healthy amount of nonsense in your deck. And that's what we're going to try to do today. We're basically just going to try to go into ranked. I'm not a particularly high level right now, which is good, because we're not going to be playing, you know, meta decks. We're going to be playing sort of nonsense. And so these sigils right here, these are your mana. You use them to cast spells. As you can see here, we'll explain it more when we get into the game, but one of the things interesting about this deck is that in, you know, pretty much all decks, you normally want to have a mix of creatures and spells. However, this deck, being a bit crazy, actually has literally 0 creatures in it. It's got one spell that makes creatures, but mostly we're trying to use this. We're trying to use Caldera Cauldron, which basically means that whenever we chain enough do-nothing spells together, we create creatures, which we use to kill the opponent. So it's kind of fun. It's pretty interactive. You spend a lot of the time sort of just hoping that you get there, and then turning the corner really quickly and killing the opponent very fast. So let's give it a shot. I was playing it a bit earlier today, having a fair amount of luck, but it's definitely a deck that can pretty much lose to itself if, you know, your Caldera and Cauldras are in the bottom 20 cards, and that's not really anything you can do about it. So this is a pretty keepable hand. We've got at least one of all of our mana, and we can actually cast Harsh Justice, which is probably the most important card in our deck. Would love a second Primal Sigil, but we have a second sight to draw, to dig, and Torch for interaction. It's probably keepable. Celestial Omen, it's a new card. It's pretty versatile, but extraordinarily slow. I really just added it in here as a fifth copy of Caldera Cauldron because I had lost too many games, you know, not actually being able to draw my win condition, and then it just feels real dumb, all things considered. I don't think we need to cast Second Sight here. Ugh, now I kind of wish I did. But a lot of passing with this deck, all things considered. Yeah. So, ooh, yeah, this is good. This is good. Kind of wish I'd hit a land there, but you know, we have plenty of draw in the deck. There we go. There we go. So this is sort of where you want to be with the deck. You actually, one of the interesting things about Eternal is because you have to actually add mana to your deck and draw through it and all that. Yeah, I can take one here. You have a really interesting tab that you can sort of manipulate with all your decks, which is like how much mana you actually add to it. I mean, in my opinion, it's sort of unfortunate that Eternal actually like prevents you from going below 1/3 of your cards as mana. I think it's to prevent new players from having like horrendous experiences where they basically build a deck with not enough mana and are unable to cast like the random 8-drops they play because they just sort of assume that they'll get one every turn. Oh crap. Really wish I had a counter for this. I assume my opponent is on some, maybe like Natrax's control monstrosity, which should be pretty fun to watch, but yeah, a strong card, kind of annoying. It was pretty dominant, an armory deck that used this to a huge effect, like a couple months ago, but that's mostly died off, so I'm not really sure what we're seeing here. It's most definitely a brew. I'm gonna keep taking one here. I see no reason to sort of react to this, especially since I'm still drawing my lands. You know, probably should have fired off Wisdom of the Elders, but I'm kind of confused right now. You have like a lot of these, yeah, sure, no blocks. You just sort of sandbag a lot of cards until you hit a Cauldron, to sort of, crap, did not want to see that. Did not want to see that. Pretty annoying deck card for our deck to deal with because we literally have no way to deal with it. It just basically, it has Flying and Revenge, and it says Revenge never ends. Revenge is what both these cards have. It means every time it dies, it will get shuffled into the top 10 cards of your library, and you just redraw it and play it automatically when you do. Here we go. So normally, you only ever revenge once. So you die, your creature loses revenge and gets destiny. And destiny means when you draw it, you automatically play it. It doesn't happen with Mako. Mako gets both destiny and revenge and keeps coming back for more. So, oh shoot. Alright, now we're basically digging for Harsh Justice, which is our sweeper. And we're going to be taking 14 here, which is a bit much. Actually, wait, no, never mind, we have a clear. So we should actually probably just go for the clear. And because we're going to be dealing with these guys pretty soon, we actually have to get fairly aggressive with everything. Yeah, it wasn't actually that bad. But yeah, you'll see. This, however, this is bad. You'll see Revenge is grayed out. It means the creature has lost that ability. Now that. Oh, yes, okay. So he used the card to draw the version that had Destiny, so he didn't have to actually pay for it. That was kind of clever. We're just going to fire off this torch now, because I have a feeling we'll be mana constrained the next turn. And I really... Alright, well, let's just start digging. And hopefully we can create a stream of dragons that will put our opponent out of the game. Or opponent out of the game. Doesn't really matter which sigil we get now. The big important numbers are you want at some point 2 Justice sigils, only 1 Fire sigil you ever need, and 4 Primal. Another way that this game is different than Magic is you don't actually have lands that tap for mana. This is sort of a threshold. So as long as I have 4 primal or 2 primal sigils, I can cast any number of spells that have 2 primal in their casting cost. Okay, yeah. So, yeah. Alright. This is going to be kind of awkward. Yeah, Harsh Rule is the card I was talking about earlier. Because unfortunately we're at 4 spells, which means this Harsh Rule is going to kill our own dragon. Never super great when that happens, but unfortunately it seems to be our only play at this moment. discarding? Honestly? I might be wrong, but yeah, there we go. Yeah, I sort of assumed we were playing some Natraxian nonsense. Some super grindy control deck. Oh, but also this card for some reason. Seems like kind of a pile. I'm not really sure that this card belongs in your Natraxian control, but I mean, I'm losing to it, so I guess I can't really complain. Huh. Alright, alright. And I think that'll about do it for us. Ooh, okay, okay. Maybe not, maybe not. Alright. Discard you. Make a dragon. And discard you. Nope. Alright. There. It's no good. Oh, jeez. I feel like my opponent has gotten fairly lucky, but again. Also, just, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whew. It's going to be tough. We'll probably have to just draw Harsh Roll. That's our out. And it's not even a good out. But whatever. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's saying anything in the chat. Sorry. Oh, hey. Yeah, sorry, Dustin. I haven't actually been able to look at the chats. But, yeah, you start with 30 life total. And, yeah, I mean, Revenge is more on the sort of luck side than a lot of other mechanics in the game. But I think overall, I'm a really big fan of Magic, and I find that the amount of randomness in this game is sort of, it's an amount that I'm totally okay with handling. But, I mean, also this deck in particular can lose to itself or get screwed by randomness a lot more than others. Which is sort of why it's a bit fun. It's definitely a bit more of a deck that when you win, you really feel like, holy crap, I just pulled something off, as opposed to just like, I played good cards, I did the best optimal play. This hand. Can we keep this hand? Ooh. So, one thing that's kind of fun to do, I don't know how appropriate it is, but each of the people's pictures is actually a card. It's like art from a specific card. So, like, sometimes you can... I'm gonna keep it. Oh, shit. Oh, wait, no, I have a Seek Power. Never mind. So sometimes you can assume what they're playing based on their picture. Never really a good idea, but I'm actually really happy I kept this hand. He led with a Rakano banner, which means he might be Rakano aggro, which is fairly common, but leading with the banner means he either doesn't have a... Alright, good. It's Rakano aggro, which means that Lightning Storm is going to be excellent against their deck. And I got Vanquish and Torch to do with small and large things, respectively. So, I'm feeling pretty good about this game. Plus, I have Cauldron on 4, or Credo on 4, which is the most important card. Okay, sweet. Alright, so now I can talk about Warcry, which is the Rakano mechanic, and it's... I guess Warcry and Quick Draw. So you'll notice that whenever this creature attacks, or even he attacked with his Warcry weapon, a little horde appeared over him, and a horde appeared on the deck. What that means is that the top creature in the deck is going to get +1/+1 every time Warcry is hit on it, and I'll show you that when he plays the creature again. So basically, it basically just makes your future draws a bit more strong, and sort of like means that you can play a deck like this and turn your 1-drops into legitimate threats as the game advances if your opponent is not able to deal with your board. Holding on to Lightning Storm because 1, I want to hit more lands, and 2, I feel like I can get better than a 1-for-1. Lightning Storm's very strong against this deck. Ah, crap. Punished, punished, punished. Okay. Well, that's okay. That's okay. Probably just let it off now. There's getting to be a bit too much pressure on the board. Would have really loved to have some torch or something to finish off this 3-3, but whatever. Alright. Yeah, the art in this game is pretty sweet. I'm kind of a big fan of it. Alright, awesome. Oh, crap. What to do here? What can we draw? If I draw another torch, then we're in good shape. Otherwise, we are probably dead. None of those were torch. Which means we're probably dead. But hey, we got 9 life. Plenty of things to do. Okay, now we're dead. Yeah, so this is the green signifies that it has a buff on it. This card is normally a 2/2. And with that, he closes it out. Alright. Oh, look at that. I reached primal level 22. The game felt sorry for me and decided to reward me for my nonsense. Alright, we'll give it one more, and then I'll switch to a different nonsense deck. Then maybe I'll have a bit more luck with. I was winning earlier, but, you know, it comes and goes in spurts. And I have no idea what the 5 in the morning crowd is. You keep a lot of sketchy hands with this deck, but I haven't really figured out when you should mulligan 100% of the time, but normally you keep pretty much every hand that has a cauldron, Credo in it, just because it's good practice. You really, really need a cauldron, and I have, okay, crap. Oh, this is not good. Shoot. So we basically need a lightning storm, probably, or we're dead. And we don't really have many draws to get it, so let's dig. And not find it. Alright. Oh, shit. Well, our opponent's kind of insane curving out. If he has, like, rally, I think we may just be totally baboned. Ugh. One of the awkward things is Cradle does not trigger Cradle, making draws where making Cradle both a card you want to have in your opening hand and a card you don't want to draw too many of in the early game. Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, this isn't particularly fair. Like, our deck has outs. This draw from my opponent, though, was quite frankly insane. That being said, you know, 2 life is still life. Bottom that, and Lightning Storm. Nope. Nope. Well. Jeebus Crispers. Okay. So we're going to try a different deck, see if it's a bit more lucky. This one is quite dirtily. Essentially what you want to do is you use Ephemeral Wisp, which means every time I play a power, which is one of the cards that lets me cast things, it returns from the void to play for free. But it's a 0/1, so pretty much all it can do is block. That's where Xenon Cultist comes in. So every time Ephemeral Wisp dies, it gets +2/+2, but is still returned to play for free. So you can make it like a 4/5 or a 6/7 or a 6/7, yeah. and sort of like overwhelm your opponent, because every land you draw, which would normally be a dead card in the late game, gives you like 2/6/7s, which can bring back your Dawnwalkers, and you basically just like every single land you have brings you an army. So. No, I don't think I was humming the Digimon theme. I unfortunately don't think I even know what that is. Or no, I mean I know what Digimon is. Obviously, I'm a cool kid after all, but I don't know what the theme is. Yeah. Sounds a bit awkward, but we do have interaction. So I've actually been seeing this deck. What do I want to start with? Actually, I don't want to play Diplomatic Seal because I want to have Annihilate on 2. Which means probably... Let's see, if I Praxis Banner, then I Shadow, I'll have Annihilate and possibly Combust if I draw 1 drop. So I assume this guy is probably playing Minotaurs, which is a deck I've actually seen growing in popularity. You'll notice that these creatures have, like, abilities, or have classes at the bottom of them. Minotaur, Paladin, Minotaur, and there are some cards that key off of that for effect. Alright, so we're going to do Shadow here, and probably just kill this guy before he gets a chance to attack, because this deck actually doesn't run many sweepers, so I kind of have issues dealing with large creatures, which is why I don't want to let him get the Warcry value in. Interesting. Okay, he may just be playing some sort of mono green beatdown style deck. Let's see. Next turn we're going to be playing Sandstorm Titan and eventually Memory Dredger. Actually, probably Memory Dredger, which means I can actually buy back my 2/1 or my 1/1 that draws me a card. So I'm actually just going to Combust now. It's a bit aggressive, but I think it just means that the rest of my plays are going to make a bit more sense, which is kind of cool. Alright, so the fact that so one of the interesting things is you can sort of tell the game does a really good job of shortcutting when you can do certain things. And so the fact that after I cast Combust, he basically waited any amount of time means that I know he has a card that costs 1 mana that he could cast there, which is probably Aegis, which basically negates any spell that targets him or a unit he controls. Not going to block here, don't want to get blown up by a combat trick. I don't really care about 2 damage, and he already got the Warcry effect, so it doesn't really matter. And now we get back our Wisp. Hence why I was so eager to discard it earlier, or to sacrifice it. Because 1, I wanted the card, drop it deeper in my deck. 2, I knew eventually I would be getting it back with Memory Dredger. Yep, okay. That is a problem. But we should have infinite blockers, so it actually... We're not super worried about that. We're just worried about, you know, the fact that he's getting Warcry, and that's sort of unfortunate, but... Also, you notice our Wisp is just getting bigger and bigger, which is kind of cool. Don't want to cast Sandstorm Titan. It's a very powerful card. Unfortunately, it also makes units unable to fly, which means we would cease to get hits from our Memory Dredger in. So instead, I'm just going to get a bit of card filtering, take care of this 1/1 while I can. Bottom that land, and say go. Alright. One of the things that this deck is really good at is gumming up the board. And, you know, basically just continue. Here we go. That's exactly the card I want. Boom. Let's go on the aggressive now. We'll probably see the Aegis here. No. Okay. Then that was probably a misread. There's basically no reason you don't Aegis there. so we can assume that he doesn't have it. And as you can see, this is sort of one of the combos. Our 2-mana 1/1 draw card is now a 2-mana 5/5 draw card, which is, you know, quite the force to be reckoned with now. And the fact that we get it back for free with Memory Treasure is just sort of the icing on the cake. Gonna take Combust here, just a bit of interaction, in case he's able to get a huge creature out. Yeah. Okay, sweet. So, yeah, now he's created a 4/4. However, we have the answer to it, so... let's see. Here we go. Here's the titular card, and he packs it in. So that's what we're 1 for 5 now. Real solid stuff. Yeah, and the reward system in this game is also pretty awesome. You basically get a free pack per day, and I think they can be there. And each pack has like a rare or a legendary card. And yeah, one of the reasons I think that they can be a bit more. They can give you cards a bit more often than I think like Hearthstone and stuff can, is because the decks are bigger and you need more of each individual card. So, you know, it takes a bit longer to sort of build your collection up. But I still was able to build it up fairly quickly. As you can see, I have a bunch of dust left over. I don't have every card, but I just don't really craft unless I have like a particularly strong desire to play some deck. You know, and there are a couple legendaries that I probably will get at some point, but you know, legendaries cost about like 3,200 to craft, so you actually eat up, you know, that may look like a lot of dust, but it actually gets eaten up fairly quickly, because obviously, like, normally legendaries are sort of like linchpins of your deck, and you want 4 of them because you can play as much as 4 of your legendary cards, and so you know that eats up like 12,000 dust, no problem. It's kind of a slow hand with no interaction, but it does have a good 3/4 carve. Dawnwalker into Sandstorm Titan if I hit a land, but the fact that none of these come into play tapped means that I think it's probably just a bit too slow against a random opponent. Yeah. So the customization part is something that's always good. Yeah. So you can create a deck of like any number of colors, any number of different colors. Like you'll notice that basically both decks I've played have been 3-color, but a lot of my opponents are playing 2-color. Generally, it's a bit more consistent. Oh shit! I was too quick about that. I sort of assumed I had the mana to cast it and did not. Oh well. That's a misplay on my part. Damn it. Almost rewarded. Yes. Give me that. Okay. But yeah. And you can create 5-color decks. I have one of those. Alright. Let's just slam Sandstorm Titan to make our opponent answer it. If he does, we have Dark Return into Dark Return, so he unfortunately will be seeing a lot of this creature. But yeah, I really like, one of the things I was always, one of the things about Hearthstone that I was never a huge fan of is the fact that you could never like mix and match different classes cards together, and the fact that you can in this, I think, just means that you have a heck of a lot more options. and sort of like nonsense you can do, which is really cool in my opinion. Oh man, it's poor Sandstone Titan. Alright, opponent gets in for 1. And, well, someday this creature will stay. Sort of okay continuously trading 1 for 1. It's not a huge issue. Eventually he'll run out of kill spells, right? Probably. Another... Alright, looks like we've reached that time. Oh, right, so I should probably explain what endurance is. You'll notice it here, but endurance is basically after creatures use their abilities or attack, they enter this state where they are not, like, you can't attack with them, you can't block with them. But endurance means at the beginning of each player's turn, not just my turn, they re-ready themselves for blocking, for attacking, for using abilities and all that. Well, luckily, we have a removal spell for that. Martial Ironthorn, very strong card. Very good at ramping you up, because every time you play a sigil or a power card, you get 2 of them. And you can use 15 to kill all of your opponent's units. Just straight up murder all of them without losing any of yours. And naturally, his first ability makes it a lot more likely that you actually reach 15 power. But like I said, you know, we have a lot of answers in our hand right now, so I think we're pretty lucky as long as this Sandstorm Titan doesn't get killed. Ah, crumb. Well, now it's anyone's game again. Ah, here we go. Okay. So... I might fire off this extract at his face end of turn. Ah, that's really bad. Actually, shoot. Oh, extract is a... Damn it. Thought extract was a fast spell. I actually would have killed my Ephemeral Wisp in response to that, but the game didn't let me, which, being a Magic player, is actually something that you get kind of frustrated by, is the game sort of decides when you can react to certain things, and certain edge cases where you would want to kill your own units in response to abilities, is not something that it ever considers. So I've been kind of burned by that a couple times. I'm actually just gonna extract here because I really need to find something. And I get in for 1. You know, every point counts. So after a certain point, you actually kind of want to sandbag lands because you need them to go with your Ephemeral Wisps. And you'll notice, Dingus Egg, that's bad. It's gonna get Vara back, probably. Maybe Martial Ironthorn. Nah, Vara, that makes sense. So yeah, Vara has Deadly. Basically means that regardless, ooh boy, I don't even know what that does. Oh crap. Oh, actually, ooh boy. Okay. So our opponent looks like they're going to be doing some nonsense as well. Basically going to try to be getting rid of their entire deck and then doming me for 25 and hoping that's good enough. Luckily, we're at 27, so we're pretty safe from that nonsense. Sure, you can have a 4/4. Unfortunately, we will not be at 25 for long, or 27 for long. Yeah, the magic rules are kind of nonsense as well. Ah, our buddy Sandstorm Titan, our opponent's favorite friend. Yeah, basically just being able to do stuff. Well, at least now we have a response to it. Since it's gonna die anyway, might as well cash it in for a couple cards and a bit of life. Look at what our opponent discarded. Sweet. Oh yeah, so another thing interesting about this card, because it's a digital card game, and it can remember state really well, you'll notice that, like, cards... So, my opponent... Ooh, okay. Oh, this card actually just shuts down her deck. It silences all cards in the enemy void, which means they lose all of their text, which means, like, Ephemeral Wisp no longer comes back into play. You know, all of these creatures, like, Xenon Cultist loses its Rider that buffs all my stuff up. Do I need to kill this now? How many cards are my opponent's left? 40? Nah, we can wait, we can wait. I was thinking about maybe killing the Lifebreaker now. But yeah, my opponent cast a removal spell, or a sweeper, earlier. Each creature gets -4 life. Oh, what does this attack mean? Jeez. Oh, I guess it means he just wants to draw a card. Okay, that's fine. I don't want to let him draw a card. He has plenty of... Oh, okay, it also could have meant he has Harsh Rule. And Grasping for the Shadows. Woof. That's not great. Getting back Vara. Sure thing, champ. Which gets back Lifebringer. Yeah, so anyway, so basically that removal spell gave all my creatures -4 life, which meant my Ephemeral Wisp was at the stat line 2 -1, which means it didn't come back to play, because every time it would come back to play, it would actually just immediately die again. So the game sort of just shortcuts that by not having it even leave the graveyard, which is a bit unfortunate for this deck, because if it were to come back and then immediately die, it would get buffed by future Xenon Cultists, and it would actually stop doing that eventually. But again, just sort of unfortunate shortcuts that the game has to take, or that the game designers decided the game should take. You know, sort of edge cases that don't really come up all that often, but are still something that you need to be aware of if you want to sort of play this. Okay, red black. Red black. He might just be some weird control deck, which means I probably want to scheme. Or I mean, if he's red black aggro with a really terrible draw, then that's... I'm sort of fine with not developing, because again, his draw has been pretty bad, so I don't really fear getting overrun. And if he's control, I would much rather sort of develop my mana, develop my game plan, and not run out of Xenon Cultist until I'm pretty sure I can get value from it. I think I will now, though. Just because, you know, it's good to use all your mana. Advance the board state. Okay. Make a 5/5, sure. Interesting. So I guess he is some sort of aggro deck. Nope. And attack for 2. So yeah, Dawnwalker, another card that comes back from the grave. Whenever I play a creature with 5 or more attack, I think only Sandstorm Titan in this deck actually activates it without any sort of buffs or anything. But, you know, you can get a couple... It's pretty easy for you to get creatures that have more than 5 attack. For example, this Memory Dredger. Probably actually going to block here. Let it get the +2/+2. Dark Return it. Get back our 6/3. And continue from there. Sure. So again, blocking here because I actually want to buff up my Memory Dredger. And because I don't want to take 5 damage. So, you know, 2 birds, 1 stone. Ooh, Warfire Phoenix. Another card that, you know, keeps coming back. Luckily, we have a 6/7 now, so boom. Then 14 puts me dead to flyers in the air. Oh, crap. Gotta block here. Okay. Oh, crap, what just happened? Sure. That's unfortunate. That will probably spell our doom. Block. Oh, right, because I drew it with my draw spell. You're a bit too late, boy. Not running so hot today. Unfortunate. Alright, well. What nonsense. What nonsense. Let's give it one more go. See if we can't make some magic happen. Yeah, so if Dustin, if you have any more comments in chat, I'll try to look at them every so often. But like I said, the setup is not that I have chat open anywhere else, so I gotta keep tuning in and tuning out, unfortunately. Can I keep this hand? It's got all my mana, though it can't cast either Memory Dredger or Sandstorm Titan. It does have Dark Wisps and Scheme to draw, plus an Ephemeral Wisp to buy like infinite amount of time against specific decks. And both these lands come into play untapped, so we hit the ground running. I think it's a keep. I think it's borderline. I would have really liked this Scheme or this Dark Wisps to have been an additional land. Ideally one that could help me cast either of these cards. Ooh, boy. Boy, boy, boy. Uh-oh. And speaking, you shall receive. So, gonna play that depleted because I don't have a one-turn play anyway. And we're just gonna hope we can get there. Okay, okay. Okay, good. Sweet. I can deal with 3 power. Really didn't want to see like a double 1-drop draw there. That would have been super awkward. Alright. So we're going to block the Grenadin, because if he has a card that lets him return a 1-drop to play, I would rather him return this guy with no abilities than this guy, which gets another 1/1, or this guy, which deals me 3 damage. This deck generally plays, I think, Shadow's Lands Guide, which is a... actually, not really that great. Well, yeah, fairly good draw. Doing that because it removes a 1/1 as opposed to just blocking a 1/1. So it saves me both 1 damage now and 1 damage in the future, as opposed to just 1 damage in the future. If we don't draw a land next turn, we're probably not winning anyway. So, are you gonna rally me, boy? Bro? Yeah. If we draw land, we're probably slamming Memory Dredger. I think to win this game, I need to start buying back Dark Wisps and just trading off. And hoping that that is enough. Okay, he sacks that guy. Sure. You can draw 2 cards, that's fine. Play land, play Dark Wisp. Yep. Acceptable. Shoot. It's good, it's good, it's good. Alright. So, what's happening? Okay, sweet, 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 sweet. So now, this is actually good for us. Our Ephemeral Wisp gets to prevent 5 damage instead of 1, which is super nice. Card's a bit annoying to deal with. Basically, it's a 4-mana, 4/1, or 4/0 weapon, which is something you equip to a creature to make it better. But every time it dies, you basically draw it again. So now, since Memory Dredger can't block anything, well, we're just going to play Sandstorm Titan instead. He'll probably trade off. He's probably got some combat trick or something, but at least it makes him use it. And hopefully he won't have a combat trick for the second Dredger. He may just have a removal spell, though. Nope, he's got that guy. Acceptable. Deadly and Overwhelm, which means if I attack into it, or it does any amount of damage to me, it'll kill me, and then it will Overwhelm for 4. Overwhelm, if you played Magic, is basically Trample. And it has an interesting interaction with Deadly in that since Deadly kills any unit with 1 damage, a unit with Overwhelm and Deadly will deal 1 damage to the unit and then the rest of the damage in Overwhelm to the player. An interesting interaction that you probably should be aware of. I guess my opponent is trying to decide whether or not he should attack. I think if he has a... Oh, okay, he just wants to draw 1. Well, I actually don't think I can afford to take 1 here, so I'm gonna let him do that. You know, it slows his board down. Lets me put out another Sandstorm Titan. Ugh, that's not good. Not good, not good, not good. Opponent is empty-handed, which means we maybe have stabilized. Okay, no, he's attacking with everything. Sure. Take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oi. Nah, I think we've probably lost this. I don't imagine us Alright, he makes that a 6. Okay, well that was actually good. Because it means that we get our 0-1 back. Shoot. Rip in pieces. And with that, I think we have lost. But such is life. Yeah, that's fair. But hey, we accomplished one of our quests, so we get to open chests. Chests come in 3 varieties, silver, gold, and diamond. Each one gives you more gold, and gold and diamond actually also have packs inside, which is kind of cool. Let's see. Alright, I'm gonna actually try for the sake of both my own ego and probably some more interesting gameplay, I'm actually going to try to play decks that are a bit more competitive, I think. Just because keep getting run over by aggro. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And I'll eventually probably after a couple runs at this, I have a draft that's currently running that I'll hop into and try to finish that off, and maybe we'll actually be able to I'll show some drafting on stream as well, which is another really cool thing that I like about Eternal, that's very similar to Magic, if anyone's ever done booster draft in Magic, and sort of similar to the Hearthstone Arena, but has some fairly big differences that I think make the experience a lot more enjoyable. So this hand has basically all the pieces we need to win, but it's lacking in lands. I think I'm going to keep, because this deck actually runs quite a few lands, being a control deck. Basically just wants to hit a land drop every single turn. And like I said, it has, you know, early interaction, 3 removal spells, a fairly decent threat and defensive option in Steward of the Past. Just really good stats on a minion. And yeah. So we'll just try to answer every single one of this guy's threats. Good. And eventually use one of our finishers to kill the game. Good draw. I mean, not as good as land, obviously, but still pretty good against this deck, I imagine. Okay. Well, I'm actually gonna... So this has Aegis, which means it protects it from the first spell that we cast. I'm playing pretty defensively here because, like I said, you know, I basically just need to survive until I hit land drops. And I don't think I can afford to let him sort of snowball. Curses. Okay, well this is sort of the worst case scenario for this hand. You don't... Okay, well... Alright. Fair enough. I don't... I think now it's probably a bit too late. Seeing as we'll be going down to... Oh, thanks a lot, land. Taking land over everything here, basically. Need to guarantee... Oh, Actually, should not have... Well... Really needed to see another Shadow Sigil in that top 4, because now we actually can't even cast our Death Strikes. This was not a game that we were meant to win. This deck is basically just like sort of a control-y style. Here, I'll actually show you guys the deck list. That's something I haven't been doing. So this is basically just a control deck. You have a ton of different removal for like various creatures, and like a lot of just high-statted, defensive-oriented minions. But like the big combo is you make really good use of this card, Weathering Witch, which sets each unit's health, or each enemy unit's health to be 1, which means that like Withering Witch plus Lightning Storm is a full clear on your opponent's board, while it leaves your creatures that have fairly high toughness alive. Withering Wisp plus Black Sky Harbinger does the same thing. And then you have a couple finishers up here. Thunderstrike Dragon, just really good stats and really good value. Echo means that every time you draw one Thunderstrike Dragon, you actually draw an additional one. So it basically draws you a card, and that card is a 5/6 for 6 flying creature, which is really good. Azendel's Gift destroys control players. Basically, you curse them, and then at the end of their turn, they discard their entire hand. So they basically forces them to play off the top of the deck and play in ways that are basically play a game they don't want to play. Mistveil Drake, just good stats, gives you an Aegis, which is fairly important. Snowcrushed Animist, just another good one-sided Wrath, generally. Channel the Tempest, card draw, and removal. So, and then Felon Bloodcaster, even more card draw, and also just an early play. Those are basically like the way you win the game. Yeah. Gift is super good. It's a very strong card, very good. Basically very good at exactly what it does, which is basically wins you the control mirror in an ideal world. Although, you know, from what you can tell, I have not really been winning anything at all. This hand is, however, totally unkeepable. No lands. This is an interesting card. Basically, it has Transmute 5, which means once you hit 5 lands, it actually stops being a land and starts being a creature, which is kind of neat. Again, don't want to play Diplomatic Seal on turn 1 because I want to have the option of casting Lightning Storm if I need to. But obviously it doesn't look like I do. So, oh my god, deck, please. Okay. At least I'm hitting lands this time. Have pretty much all the mana I need to cast anything. We might be in a mirror, which is going to be interesting. Should mean that this is really good. But, oh yeah, this is actually another cute combo with your Withering Witch. Normally a pretty bad removal spell, deals 1 damage, that doesn't kill a lot. But when you combine it with Withering Witch, it becomes a legit removal spell that kills any creature in the game. That's just like another interesting combo of this deck. Since deal 1 damage, you pretty much play it just to... Okay, well, our opponent was also apparently off of it, so we're calling that a win. Yeah, so what you saw there was actually a chest getting upgraded. Okay, well, you know, sometimes you're lucky. Sometimes you're pretty dang lucky. So basically what happened is I got a bronze chest, which is normally like 50 gold and nothing else. And it upgraded 4 times, which almost never happens, and into a diamond, which, as you saw, gave me a huge amount of gold, a premium card, and actually a pack. So I guess the game has felt sorry for me, since I have basically done nothing but lose constantly for the past hour. Yeah. Alright, well, let's see if we can't get some good games in. So this is actually keepable. Both of these are going to get me additional sigils for my deck. So while it may look like I'm starting with 2, I actually am starting with a virtual 4. Plus, if I play my Diplomatic Seal correctly, I actually have the mana to cast Feln on 3, which is super nice. So I think this is a fairly easy keep. If we're playing against aggro, obviously an early Lightning Storm can shut everything down. And if we're playing against control, we have to draw a little well, but should be good, should be good. Ooh, the question is, do I think he can double proc it on turn 2 to get it out of Lightning Storm range? I think it's a bit risky, but we're gonna let this survive for now. Double procking it is fairly difficult, and I assume he'll probably just play another creature, which will probably die to Lightning Storm. So we should be good. Okay. Well, now we're just gonna play Feln Bloodcaster. Sort of brick wall his dude. Prevent it from doing much of anything. And interesting. Okay, okay. So now the question is, do I want to 2 for 2 him? Just gonna end the turn here. I didn't really want to cast. Okay, okay, suffocate. Acceptable. Ooh, damn it, that's bad. But actually not that bad. I have Withering Witch, so we can set that back down to 1 and then Black Sky Harbinger it away. So that should be fine. Or even, probably actually just want to clear this now. Save the Witch. Because I don't want it. The thing about this creature is I could Witch it, and then he could just proc it a bunch again and get it out of Black Sky Harbinger range. So rather deal with it while I can. Yeah, he was just going to proc it again anyway. Prevent that from happening. Don't really want to use Black Sky Harbinger right now to kill 1/1 when I can just sort of brick wall it. Basically a 1/1 that's already done its job, which is to say it's already drawn him a card. Yeah. And besides, I'd much rather my 2/5 get killed than my 3/5. Now that I have another one, might as well run it out there. Eventually he'll run out of removal spells. Or maybe not. Who knows? Okay. Now I think I'm actually just going to sit back and start drawing cards, because, okay, that is a creature that I need to kill. Basically keeps drawing him cards, draws him an extra card every turn, and that is no good. My deck is potentially just trying to attrition every single, is basically trying to attrition him out of existence, and we can't do that if he keeps drawing extra cards. So hopefully this combo can actually get a bunch. Summon, you gain 4 life. Pay 6 to give it +1/+1 and draw. God, I think I have to kill that. Sure thing. So my opponent hasn't played a land in a very long time, which means his hand is entirely spells, which means I have very little hope in either of these things doing anything. Basically what I want to do now is I want to just hit card draw. Ooh, okay, good. Now now we set up for Dark Sky Harbinger. This is enough value. This guy basically just makes XX's, where X is the amount of life he gained each turn. So we'll want to make sure that that thing is dead as soon as possible. Kill a unit with a single faction and gain life equal to its health. Well, that's unfortunate. And then suffocate? Sure. Yeah, that was basically the worst of every world. But that's okay. He makes a 5/5. His 3/2 doesn't die. But I gain back 4 life and have a block here at least? Sure. Deals 1 there? Fine. Oh, fuck. But that gains him a life, which puts that out of... Crap. No blocks. Well, what? I don't even know what I'm drawing. Like... Not really sure what we could have done better there. I mean, I'm sure there was a line I just didn't see. That one turn, maybe I wasn't supposed to take so much damage off of that 2/2. Try to make like a more aggressive play, but I mean, this deck really doesn't work well when you're the one who has to be aggressive. Is this keepable? It can cast pretty much every spell. It really wants to draw lands, and it doesn't really have any good mechanism for drawing, but, you know, it has a couple removal spells and a threat. So, we're going to try it, though. I don't have the highest hopes. This hand could go wrong in a lot of ways. So yeah, this is the Echo card I was talking about. And look at me having 2 of them now. Haha! This is exactly what I wanted. Ooh, great draw. Yeah, looks like if our answers line up to his threats as nicely as that, then we should be good to go. You know what? Normally, I would try to block, and then get him to use like a pump spell or something, but I have a feeling he might have Torch in his hand, so it might just happen, and then I kill his guy, and then he torches my dude, and I lose it. Trying to prevent that from happening, so... Perfect. That's exactly the card I wanted to see, because if he has Torch now, he gets my 2/5, but like I am more than happy with that trade. Because, again, took out 3 of his threats, and he didn't even have it. Okay. So, I guess it was probably safe then to block, but again, I don't think it's that big a deal. So we can play this guy. I generally try to play him when I at least have 5 primals so that he gets flying in Aegis. And besides, we have stuff to do with our mana if we don't play him, so I don't think it's super important, which is why we're going to wait on it. This game is, I think, pretty much in the bag. Like, our opponent is playing a fairly aggressive deck, and again, that Lightning Storm kind of just shut him down. Now we just get to slam 5/6 flyers and end the game in a real fast hurry. We're at 26. Alright, well, he has some vanquishes, which means it'll take a bit longer, but, you know, we got time. That's why Thunderstrike Dragon's so good. It's basically already eaten a removal spell. It's already traded 1 for 1, and there's just another one. So there you go. May feel bad because he's like trading up in mana, but I mean, I basically just got a 2 for 1, so no big problems about it. And I basically just sit back on infinite removal spells while I kill him with a 2/5.
Why does he have like a picture of himself?
That was a good draw. Basically means that next turn we can activate this guy to draw 2 cards. One from his deck, one from mine.
But you can like pick whatever you want.
You have so it's like another thing in your garage. So it's like a banner.
Dude, the abuse vector for that, like, it has to be so
whatever
many
you want.
penises.
Free can.
Oh,
Yeah, and then it's what you're seeing.
so many penises.
So many.
That's a Steam problem.
Okay. Sweet. Alright, yeah, this game is pretty much locked in. Opponent drew a few too many lands. We had all of the answers for his threats. Our deck operated fine. And this should probably get the concession, I think. Yep, there we go. Yeah. Probably should have double torched my 2/5 at some point. I'm not particularly sure how long he's been holding those on for. I mean, it feels bad, but, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Yeah, that's not a good hand against us. Well played. So, we'll just finish him off here with this Dark Sky Harbinger.
We'll find out.
Yes, we will.
Alright.
I got 3 corn, whatever the fuck that's good for.
This hand is not equal, not even little. 1 land, not enough for this deck. So this is depleted unless you have a unit. I'm gonna lead on this. Basically, it's the only one that's not guaranteed to be turned on turn 2. And if I play this on turn 2, I still get to add an influence, so generally just better. Lets me leave up Lightning Strike if I draw it, Lightning Storm, a lot of different things. I'm getting a Shadow here because I want to be able to play Feln Bloodcaster off the top of my deck. And I already have a double Primo for 2 Primo on turn 3 if I need to cast, like, the draw spell that I have. Ooh, looks like we're ramping. So yeah, this is a relic. It's like a creature, but you can't interact with it. Just gives him 1 more power. So I'm interested to see what this is. This may be like some version of Combrei Control, or it may just be some like ramp out dumb big dudes and kill me with them. Looking like the Empower deck. Yep, okay. This is the Empower deck that I've seen running around on ladder. It's, yeah, it basically just wants to sort of take advantage of a lot of the Empower synergies that exist in the game right now, using a couple key legendaries. We'll see if any of those combos get together. If they ever actually pull them off, it's probably game over for me. But we're gonna try to prevent them from doing that. It's our boy Sandstone Titan, but we also have Death Strike for it, so I'm not super worried. Yeah, this is this is just a card. It lets you draw sigils of your choice, but you have to play them depleted. So, but it does have, okay. Alright, never mind. This isn't the deck I thought it was. This is actually probably just some guy's brew. Against this, what do we want to do? Basically, I kind of want to just turbo out this Champion of Cunning, because I have a feeling that I'm going to want to finish this game in a relative quick fashion. That being said, I still don't want to play Champion of Cunning until it has, okay. Permafrost, pretty bad against Sandstorm Titan. It stuns a unit, and Endurance prevents creatures from being stunned. So you notice, like, I don't even have I can't even cast it. Or I guess yeah, I think it should say, yeah. It's, like, not a valid target. Just gonna play Withering Witch. It sets its health to 1, lets me trade off if he offers the attack. He may just play a land and get +2/+2, in which case I'm taking 6 and then Lightning Storming, so it's not a big deal. No, he is just offering the trade. I'm more than happy to oblige. So, I guess that means he doesn't have a land, or, okay, Martial Ironthorn. Oh, he did have a land. That was a misplay on his part, then. But it looks like he's gonna be fine. Shoot. So this is one of the downsides of the deck. Without Withering Witch, you basically have no sweepers. So I'm gonna have to find one real fast. But Champion of Cunning is online, so we'll see if we can't do something about that. And it looks like we're basically just one Withering Witch away from locking this game up. But, you know, one Withering Witch is still a large chasm with which to jump across. Yeah, using Permafrost on Martial Ironthorn kind of feels bad because although he's stunned and can't attack me, he still has the capability to kill all my units, basically. Running this guy out here because I want the option to block should I need it. Probably will not, but you know, I see no reason to not play it at least. Also, because Martial Ironthorn is still in the play, his Empower ability still works, so he still gets all these double procs. Alright, it's gonna silence my guy. No, gonna silence that guy. Right, that's rough. That's pretty rough. So I can go down to 1 here. Then we are drawing, no, never mind, this is 19. Never mind, I have to block. But still, Withering Witch. Withering Witch cleans this all up, makes everything nice and fine. Did not get there. Alright, well. It was maybe a bit aggressive doing the 1-for-1 trade with Withering Witch. Could have probably played that a bit differently, but them's the rubs sometimes. Oh, I have a pack. When did I get a pack? I don't know. Okay, so actually what we're going to do now is probably going to play a draft. I actually already have one queued up, so you don't get to see the drafting aspect of it. But basically, do I want to play this deck? Actually, I have 8,000 gold. You know what I'm going to do? Because I actually kind of want to show the drafting portion, I am going to... Can I concede? Resign draft. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to resign this draft. It wasn't a very good deck. I don't particularly want to play it. So we're going to actually go through the entire drafting process, which will be cool to see. Basically, it's limited play.
Oh, fuck off.
So you basically get a bunch of decks from randomly generated booster packs, and you choose them. You choose cards from them, pass them on to the next players, and then eventually build a deck which you play against other people who have built decks in a similar manner. None of these cards are particularly good. I've had some success with Fire Main Cub. Stormglider is decent, but it's 2 colors, and I'm not really sure I want to commit to that. Sparkbot, Dragon's Breath, it's a removal spell, but I've always felt it played out a lot more awkward than it looks like. Stone Powder Alchemist is just kind of anemic. I mean, you're getting value, but it's again 2 colors, and it's not really where I want to start the draft off. Maybe I start with Fire Main Cub. It's decent in an aggressive deck. You can do some nifty things with it. Shard with the Spire is kind of funny, but I'm not sure it's a deck that we can... I'm not sure it's a deck that you can actually build. Dragon's Breath or Fire Main Cub? Ugh. I'm gonna take Dragon's Breath. It's a removal spell. Alright. Well... Interesting. So this is another pretty bad pack. If I want it to stay, like, open, Crafty Yeti. I don't really think Crafty Yeti is that great. Could take Sentinel. Sentinel's decent. Strength of Many is decent. Valkyrie Linebreaker is just too expensive. A 5/6 flyer is, like, a beast. And you cast that card, you'll probably win a lot of those games. But 8 mana is a lot to cast. Marksman's not bad, but I think Rock Slide, just versatile, just decent. It's already in one of our colors. This, however, this is kind of a bad pack. Blink Wolf's pretty blech. Reforge, we don't actually have a weapon. Library Phoenix, not for a not for a limited deck. Normally you have a lot of creatures in your deck. Although making it into a 5/2 flyer is kind of appetizing.
I haven't watched enough of the show.
You know what? It's either like Jotan Cyclops. Yeah, let's try the Phoenix. Could be interesting. Ooh, okay, this is a good pickup. Just a very decent card, very good for the aggro. Making a 5/3 on 3 is pretty decent, but we'll want to pick up 2 drops to combo with it. Not the 2 drop we really want to combo with it, but I might end up taking it. Icepow is not great in like these colors because it's really good with like deadly creatures. Because, you know, you put the Icepow on the deadly creature deals 1 damage to an enemy, deadly procs, and it kills the creature. But, unfortunately, Red-Blue does not have many deadly creatures, or I think any deadly creatures at all. I might just take Trailblaze. It's not ooh, second Rock Slide. Don't mind if I do. And the pack is dried up. It looks like, though, Shadow is super open, so we may try to move in there. Would be kind of I don't really want to move in there for any of these cards, though. Maybe I end up building some sort of weird triple color control deck where Blind Obedience gets there. But probably not. Okay, well this is bad. This is bad news. Okay. I'll take a warp here. 6/3 for 5. Hardest. Well, this is a 1-drop. Triggers my clan hero. Not a good 1-drop, but Pit Fighter's not a good 5-drop, so I might as well. Smith Hammer is unexciting. Viper's Bite is blech. Interesting. Deranged Dinomancer. That is a card. That is probably Flame Blast, actually. Flame Blast is just a removal spell. I don't know how good it is since they nerfed it, but Deranged Dinomancer is not the kind of card I want to go in on. Ooh, Rampage is decent if we're aggressive. We kind of lack the 2-drops right now to be aggressive. So I'm thinking I might actually just take a Combrei Stranger. Do I have anything I want to splash? Nah, but I might find something. Levitate also decent. Actually, I may just take that. You know. Ooh, okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Sky Snapper or Frontline Cyclops? Or Cloud Snake. Do I have a lot of flyers? I do not. Right now, our Dragon's Breath is actually looking pretty bad, so I think I may want to take the Sky Snapper. It's just a good combo. It's a high attack minion that lets Dragon's Breath kill quite a bit. So, we'll give that a shot. Ooh, Sharpshooter. I think Sharpshooter is the choice. Cobalt Acolyte also quite good. But Sharpshooter is pretty good if we pick up any katanas. If we pick up... it's good with Smith's Hammer, though I don't think I want to play that card, really. It's just kind of a beefy 3-drop. We really want 2-drops right now. The Scaly one I do not think is the kind of 2-drop we are really looking for. Faroskin or Furnace Mage? Furnace Mage obviously more upside, but I think our deck... Ooh... could try to go in... God. Icebreaker is pretty hit or miss, but it might get there. Alright, so... I'm gonna take Ornate Katana, but I don't think our deck is... Alright, that's good. Eastwind Herald is great. It's good with Katana. Rally, we don't really have the option of going wide right now, so Rally is not great. Although it's possible we pick up a bunch of Grenadins and stuff. I think it has more upside than either Hellfire Rifle or Jotun Warrior, both of which are aggressively replaceable. So we're gonna take the Rally here. Okay, good. Could pick up another Katana, could pick up a Dust Tomb Brawler, but I think we already have one, right? Get out of here. We actually don't. Taking Grenadin, also good with the Rally we just picked up. And also Deece with Ornate Katana, or Smith's Hammer. This is interesting. Could try to go super low to the ground. Though I'm not sure that's what we want to do. This Stone Shaker should probably get out of our deck. Makes Library Phoenix better for emptying our hands, so maybe we do that. Alright. Gaka Fletchling. Alchemist Blast might get in there. Firemane Cub. Okay, now it's interesting. Now I think Firemane Cub is probably okay. It looks like we're trying to go a bit wide. It deals with other 1-drops to let our 1-drops attack through. Gundown is decent, but I believe we can probably get another one. Forge Wolf. No. We're gonna take Skycrag Slayer. Just a 2-drop, just Deece. Yes. This is what we want. Just a good all-purpose removal spell. Can go to the face if we need it to. Yeah, basically, we're a bit all in on this like going wide strategy right now, but I think our cards are decent enough that we're not super all in on anything. Dustblind or Redrawn Watcher.
Oh, yes.
Another Mortar's a beautiful pickup. Very lucky. Tempting, but 10 mana is too much mana. Can't cast it. Audacious Bandit. Sparkbot. Sparkbot or Circe's Meddling. Yeah, let's keep ourselves low. Alright. What? Yeah, I think I probably can. Okay. Oh, shit. Well, that kind of... Actually, wait, no, never mind. That doesn't change things. So this guy is very good. Very good with all the fire units we have. But he is 8 mana. This guy costs 1 mana and is also freaking amazing. So we're probably just going to take him. It's kind of sad to pass a legendary. It's a lot of dust. It might even actually be the pick, but as you can see, our curve stops at 4 right now. 8's a lot. Ooh, Ice Sprite is also very good. It's a very good tempo play. Basically, it gives you a 1/2 flyer and removes their creature. Oh, this is a tough pick. Alright, well, let's get these Skyhammers out of here. Alchemist Blast is probably fine. Hipshot is probably fine. Icebreaker is bad. Trigger Happy is bad. Audacious Bandit looks like it's Deece. Mortars, Ridgeline Watcher. Crumb. I'm gonna take the Ronin. I don't know about that, though. That's very skeptical. Alright, Cobalt, Acolyte, or Ticking Grenadin? It's Acolyte. Eastwood Herald. Alright.
I feel like doing some like just crates for team rewards. How's this work?
What are my 2 drips looking like? Champion of Fury, Eastwind Heralds, Pyre Adept. Yeah, Pyre Adept. Sharpshooter, great pickup. Okay, cool. So now we get to build the deck. I think we can kick out the Hardy Stranger. I think we can kick out the Ruthless Stranger. Double Rock Slide, Rampage, Pyre Adept. Pyre Adept's kind of blech. Skycrag Stranger really helps activate our Champion of Fury. Granite Acolyte is good with our Trailblaze is a bit blech. Alchemist Blast is a bit blech. Probably get rid of one of the Hellfire Rifles. Recongogulator. Double Mortars.
Swing and a miss. Not going where I want it to.
So we got 5 cuts to make, basically. I don't want to... 3 cuts. This Dragon's Breath actually looks kind of bad in our deck. I know it was our first pick, but you know.
That's the other reason not to play this game anymore. Only good people play this game anymore.
I mean, how hard stuff like accounts for that?
I'm not convinced, honestly.
There are many people who play this game.
But fine. It's like, it's a fucking chasm. There's the people who are so new that they're fucking ass garbage and they haven't quit yet. And there's like the people who are like the tryhardiest fucking tryhards you've ever met.
Alright. So we've built a pretty aggressive little deck here. Let's see if we can't get some wins with it. Yeah, exactly. Oh, hey, Alips07. What's going on? Yeah, so we got a little bit of an aggressive deck. Let's see if we can't get some good draws and run some people over with 1-3 flyers. Well, we can't with this hand. So let's redraw. Alright, alright. Not the most aggressive, but may fortune prevail on us both opponents. Oof, that's not what I wanted to see.
What's worth? Yeah. I murdered a guy. That was what I was mostly trying to do. We're having a terrible game.
Ooh, okay.
Is it Warren that has the fucking Christmas boost? No. Oh shit.
Come on, come on. Oh, thank God.
Not playing the snapper because I know that in his hand he has a snowball.
I can see you being
So
like,
he can use it to
I can
immediately kill my
score this
snapper, and that's bad value.
I'm not-
Also didn't block the 1-4 because I didn't want to lose my Phoenix to a trick. Though I probably should have. It was probably more likely he was attempting to spark and did not see
Oh, you
any
fuckers.
risk in letting these two bounce off each other.
Hey, he did something.
Ooh. Okay, this is actually kind of decent for us because it means that our rock slide will get some value. And we'll be able to push for a bit of aggression. I think at this point I'm actually okay with trading my Phoenix for this 1/1 flyer if our opponent would so desire. Sure. Deal 1 damage there. Hit for 3. Spark bot. Play a land. And make a 1/1. Hopefully, what we want is for him to snowball this. Attack for 4. We Skyswapper. Attack for 3. And then use this Flame Blast to finish him off eventually. Or just kill some giant bombo thing.
Oh, fucked it up. Fucked it up again.
Primary fuck up. Secondary fuck up.
Ah, too much.
No blocks. That's very bad. And probably something we need to unfortunately kill. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna blow you up. And then we'll serve with these two. We're actually not. We'll leave this back for the block.
Shit.
That's terrifying.
Oh no! Oh my god!
What the fuck happened there?
Okay, okay.
I didn't know what to do. I panicked. I never had that happen before in my entire career of Rocket League.
Oh no. It's just because you were in the air.
I was like booped up in the air, so then it booped up against me, and I'm like, I need to come back down. I'm gonna come down on the ball. I'm gonna hit it in. This is literally the worst.
I just made like a really good save. And then this gets straight back in. Oh, thanks, Warren. I was giving you a boost. I passed it on to my life.
No blocks. Take 3. That snowball. That snowball is wrecking my day.
I'm still here.
It's okay. We have a block for that. Sweet. What are we doing with that? Can I make a 3/4? 3/4 doesn't actually have any good attacks. Can make a 5/3. Trade off with that. Trade off with that. Yeah, I mean, I think we gotta get aggressive.
Yeah, you can. It's like a key. Basically, you can buy a key with your
Okay. We can line up like. I think Snowball's a fast spell, so. Let me see. 1, 2, 3 phase. Snowballs. Boxy snowballs. So I assume if I make this block, then he's gonna snowball my 1/4. If I block with everything, he's gonna, he can kill these two. I'm actually gonna make a block with everything. He might snowball my 2/1. But then I get to keep my 1/4 alive. We'll see what he does. The ideal scenario is I lose my 1/1 and 2/1 and I rock slide to kill his 3/4. 3/5. And he uses the snowball, which is what we're really trying to get him to do. Interesting. Okay, he leaves me with a 2/1. I guess that's fair. He cares more about the 4/1.
Fuck.
But snowball gone, which means Sky Snapper can get in there. Hopefully. Unless he has another snowball. Damn it. He's got a 1/3. Ah, shoot. Well, I'm okay with trading the Sky Snapper for a 1/3. It's a 1-for-1 trade, though. It's not good for us, for sure. But, like, having the Sky Snapper in our hand and not casting it is also not good for us. Oh, yeah, sorry, Dustin. Yeah, just a couple other people in the office playing Rocket League. Oh, well, so that actually was probably a mistake on his part, because my 3/1 has Reckless, which means that it has to attack every turn. But since he silenced it, it no longer has Reckless, so I no longer have to attack into his 1/4 with no benefit. So he actually probably should have, for no value, silenced one of my other creatures, and then just taken this easy trade. I mean, I guess he's kind of playing around me top-decking a combat trick, but I still think it was probably incorrect. Because now I just get a 3/1 that I would otherwise not have. So, you know, little things like that, when, like, it's actually in your best interest to not get full value, because by not getting full value, you actually end up getting even more value, which is kind of cool. I mean, I'm not sure destroy him. I'm not sure we're in a destroying him situation right now. He has 5 cards in hand. He actually has a better board than I do. I'm not really sure what we're aiming to draw. I think this one's... okay, now he's attacking with everything. Well, that is very interesting. I wonder what it entails. I'm not going to block because I don't care about taking 3 damage. He's going to play like a 3/5, maybe? Oh, he's going to play a 2/2. Okay, well, that's fine. Oh, interesting. Okay, well, I'll just swing back with everything. I'm okay with any of these trades. Again, like, all my creatures are kind of worthless in the face of this. So... okay, he's got no 6-wall. That's fine. Which means he takes 1, which isn't great for me, because that means I'm taking 2 on the swing back. Dune Ambusher. Doesn't have any attack, but my god, does it just act like a removal spell sometimes.
Oh god.
Rip. Yeah, let me see. Maybe... sort of regret throwing away that Phoenix earlier. My deck does not have a lot of, like, off-the-top power, which I guess is, like, one of the downsides to playing a deck that doesn't have any more than 5 drops, because I'd really love to just rip one of them right now. Put something beefy on the board, though I worry he has just removal for it. Yeah, like, this 3/3 is just going to cause me no end of trouble. Because, again, I don't have anything that's like that side. Ah, alright, well, haha, we have an answer to it, so. No blocks. So this is interesting. We're at 7. He swings with a 3-3. I block with the 1-3 to take 2. If he has any, I mean, he probably has a removal spell. Basically, I'm contemplating. If I mortars and then swing in with these two, I guarantee. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mortar this guy. What's he got? Okay, he's gonna port his thing. Well, that's pretty bad for us. But c'est la vie, basically. Oh, he could just double. This was poor. I didn't. Yeah, I don't know why I thought that would go better than it did. I was contemplating mortaring his face to guarantee spark on my audacious bandit. I forgot that he had 2 blockers for some reason, because I'm, getting tired. I think this game is pretty much wrapped up. All things considered, he's got a 3-3. I'm gonna play out my 4-2, but be looking to concede fairly soon. If he just drew the 2-1 flyer with Echo, that's probably enough for me to garner a concession. These 2 flyers are gonna do it after a while anyway. Yep, there we go. Paratax Hatchling. That's what I thought. Oh, that's a well played for me, sir. Oh, actually, I was gonna edit the deck. See if we can't put in a little bit of high end. Yeah, I do wanna. So, yeah. So basically, the Grenadier Cannon's a 5/1. But if you spark it, it adds a card into your opponent's deck that deals 5 damage to them when they draw it automatically. I actually think I'm going to put in one of these 6-drops, which also means I'm probably going to... The question is, like, what am I cutting? If I add a 6-drop, I have to... You know what? Screw this. I'll add a 6-drop, and I'm going to cut... Probably one of these 1-drops. I'm trying to think of, like... Fireman Cup. I mean, Fireman Cup gets value. You know what? Hellfire Rifle, Ridge Line Watcher. Just makes things big, which is good. Deals 3 damage. Cut Hip Shot. Ticking Grenadin, Fireman Cub. Actually, I don't know what I cut for it though. Audacious Bandit's kind of bad. Let's try this. A 4-2 quick draw is quite good, but a 4-2 without quick draw for 4 is quite bad. It's kind of swingy. This may be incorrect, but we're gonna try it. Yeah, basically, I feel like I need something more in the high end, some better top decks when we're both in like a long attrition war. And I think Hellfire Rifle does a decent job of it on like any of my terrible small dudes. So we're gonna try it. You know, I just give me the Ronin on turn 1, and that's all I ask. Make my deck sing.
Is it really just Tater Salad 85? That's like a big guy.
This hand looks awkward. Redraw. I'm really looking for like 1-drops, 2-drops. Yeah. Not really the one drop I was looking for. Also, no primal mana, which is hella awkward. Not going to play this guy out on turn 1. A 1/1 for 1 does not attack very well, and there's a chance I can actually get some value. Well, not when that happens. That's rough. But the primal sigil is good. It actually leads into Sparkbot really well. Chances are he won't play something that can block this, and then I get to Sparkbot, which is nice. Just a bit of value. 2/5 for 3 across 2 bodies. It's pretty good. That is kind of shit. Oh, god damn it. Or, sorry. Gosh darn it. Yeah, he just comboed. So this guy gives your student +1/+1, and this guy, when he is a student, gets +2/+2. So in total, he got +3/+3, and now I'm staring down a 4/4 on turn 3, which is not great. Or a 4/5 on turn 3, which is, as I said, not great. Look at that value. So we're gonna kill this dude. Take 5 here. That sucks, but this is the card. This is the card I was actually saving Fireman Cup for. I was pretty sure that eventually we were gonna run into a Minotaur Oathkeeper. So, boom, kill that guy. Swing in for 1. And I don't think Fire Blast is gonna kill this guy anytime soon. So I think we're racing, and I think that's bad. I don't have a lot of hopes. This was kind of nonsense. But that's okay. I think I'm gonna take 4 here. Probably gonna actually leave this 1/3 black. Oh no, never mind. I have another 1/3 to deals 3 damage now. 4 damage and then 5 damage. So it's 2 more turns until we can Flame Blast, provided we draw land off the top. We still have these Yetis to deal with. Now I'm actually probably going... am I going to jump? Yeah, I'm going to jump. You know. Yeah, sure. You gotta troublemaker, boy. Land. Let's make my 1/4 flying. And let's attack for 1. Alright. So next turn this does... So basically if we draw land off the top, we can kill his 1-drop. Good trade. After it's done 12 damage to us and killed one of our creatures. But you know, it's not... We're not totally dead, which is the good thing. We got this block, we got this double block, this block, so he doesn't actually have many good attacks besides the 4/5. But he's going to take them anyway, which signals he probably has a trick. Which means we want to block as many as we can to prevent him from getting value on his cards. So I think the easy double blocks are this 1/4 and this 1/1 on this 3/2, this 2/1 on this 3/2, and this 1/3 on this 3/1. I assume he has strength in numbers, which means he can either push through for a lot of damage or kill one of my creatures, and I am fine trading one of these creatures. I mean, he'll probably do it on this and kill both these creatures, but at the same time, that means he's trading these 2 creatures for these 3 creatures, which, while isn't good for me, isn't necessarily the worst thing for me. And eventually, he's going to get value out of his combat trick anyway, so I figure I might as well let him. Oh, no, never mind. Okay. That was much better for me. I mean, I guess it was basically the same for me, but... Alright. Make that a 3/3. And draw my sigil. Okay, cool. So we're going to lay back. I'm probably going to take 4 here if he attacks with just this guy. I'm leaving them both black so I don't die to, like, a removal spell on my blocker. Him hitting for 6. We're going to Flame Blast it next turn. So there's no point in blocking now. And we're going to hope that that's good enough. If he slams, like, some big threat here... Okay. We can beat that. That is beatable. Probably. Maybe. That may not be beatable. But, whatever. Shit. We're taking 3 next turn? That's awkward. That's very awkward. So... No blocks. Or no attacks.
Warren ends up like upside down on top of my fire.
That's really bad. That's very bad for us. Damn it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yes, yes, yes. Sweet. Okay. Rip my hopes and dreams. That's okay. Oh man, I'm normally pretty good at this game, but you know, not today, not today. Yeah, everybody gets to learn humility at some point. It's just.
Like, I was playing backwards for like a minute there.
It was just like the immediate, like, right off the better get this out of the way.
Nope, nope, nope. We're looking for 1-drops and 2-drops. My deck is... Alright. This is acceptable. It's not great. I mean, I would love a 1-drop, right? I'd love 1-drop into 2-drop into 3-drop. But... it's fine. Hopefully my opponent has a bit of a slow start, so we can spark this clan hero without much problem. Oh, actually, that's pretty good. Just sort of guarantee the spark on clan hero. Or make it a lot easier. It's a lot easier for our opponent to play a 2-drop that interacts with Skycrag Stranger than it is for one to play interacts with Eastwind Herald. Hence why we played it.
Why did you hit the ready button?
I didn't vote rematch. Just exit to the main menu.
See, now, if I exit, you both are gonna go into the game. Because you both hit ready.
Opponent's taking a while. I wonder if he has connection issues or a real awkward hand. Looks like he has a kind of awkward hand. So... yeah, let's make a 5-3. We have Rock Slide to interact. If our opponent doesn't have a 3-drop, then we are pretty good favorites to win this game because he is just going to get run over. Oh, looks like he's playing multiple colors, which is a bit weird. Ah, this is perfect. So he's going to play this, but we have Rock Slide. So we actually, not only do we have Rock Slide, but we have Rock Slide plus a 2-drop, which means we get to use our mana very efficiently, continue to pressure him a lot, and hopefully take it home. Sure.
You won't understand it by the time we lose.
Yeah, you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out.
So you won't understand it, but
Nah, he'll figure it out.
Okay. Yeah. Although, you know, again, 6 cards in hands versus my 4 on the battlefield. So we'll see. I'd really love to draw an Ornate Katana right now, because making this into a 5-3 quick draw just means it's so much more of a big threat. Yeah, think our deck ended up losing, using, or having a bit too few, sort of like threats that can kind of get there on their own. We haven't really, basically we need some way to augment our 1/3. Okay, sure, you make a 3/3, that's totally fine with me. And a 2/3, sure, okay. So actually, now I'm going to start with everything, because I have this Fireman Cub to pick up some blocks. Or to pick off whatever he wants to block with the 2/2. So I'm sort of trading this 2/2 for one of these creatures. Probably this 2/3, because he is doesn't want to lose his Awakened Student. Although, he may think differently. Okay, he actually wants to just trade off full board. That's fair. Probably means he has like some strong plays, but we just need to press this advantage. Our deck does not win in the long game. I think that's what most of these matches have proven. Our deck really peters out fast, so we have to basically take advantage of every sort of benefit we get. Okay, awesome. No play. I don't know what that signifies. Maybe a Deadly Wasp? Okay, no, it means bring down? Sure. That's fine. We'll just play out a 1/4 that makes a 1/1. Keep up the pressure. Rally is a really good draw now. Yeah. The card we put in, actually the six drop is not a good drop because we only have 5 mana, but any other card. Except for power. I don't really want more power right now. Interesting. Okay. Lightning Storm. And 0/7. Well, that's awkward. That's not great. That kind of slows down our clock a lot. But, you know, whatever. Fair enough. It at least doesn't kill our creatures, so he is deciding whether or not to block. I don't know what he thinks I could have. But I feel like it's a very clear block here. Lightning Storm. Lightning Storm didn't actually get us that badly, which was kind of nice. I feel like our deck's kind of weak to that, and it was pretty cool that we ended up playing around it. So, that's neat. Now any card in our deck is a good draw, except for Sigils. I would want no more Sigils. 4/4s. Ugh. Of course, power. Shoot. We actually have enough burn in our deck to kill him from here. So if we just draw like burn spell, burn spell, burn spell, we can sort of cheese this one. It's true, it's true. Which is actually some, I guess he's wondering if he wants to attack with this 4/4, because I guess he figures I could do this block, and then he only gets to kill one of my creatures. But if he attacks with this 4/4, I actually don't think I block either. I think I just attack. Okay. So I'm going to leave this Sigil in my hand. We have plenty of power, and it'll make him think that maybe I have something, like a Lightning Strike, or some combat trick, an Overwhelm, or what have you. Maybe he'll play a bit less opportune, give us an option of you know, slowing the game down until we draw burn spells and finish him off. But he shouldn't play around. Yeah. He really shouldn't play around that, but sometimes I do. And you know, you can eke out some advantages that way. All right, we got a Mortars. Now is actually like a very important turning point in the game. We basically wonder if we have lost the board. And I think we probably have. So like, do we want to point this Mortars at his face? I don't think we want to do that right now, because maybe he makes a big attack, maybe he thinks he's got enough aggression, we swing back for like a little bit of chip damage, and then we like mortars him. We also probably want to be playing out these Sigils because of Fire Blast, which is an out we have in our deck to deal like 7 damage to him. But yeah. Looks like he's not taking the bait. He's playing it real nice and real slow, which is fine. Probably expected. Probably a good choice by him. But we'll see. is taking his sweet time. Ah, okay. Well, that was a good play. That was a very strong play by him. So, okay. So yeah, let me see if there are any abilities I haven't. Oh yeah, so warp. Warp means you can play the card from your top of your deck, and the cool thing about playing the card from the top of your deck means that you don't draw it next turn. So it basically is like, if it's on the top of your deck, you can like draw an extra card. So let me see, if I take 10 here, I go down to 13, I swing back. If he doesn't have a creature, he takes 4, goes down to 7, and then I have like other mortars for a. Oh no, he takes 1. So I actually should block. I forgot about this 0-7. Cause like, I'm basically hoping I draw my burn spells. And am okay with this trade. I'll take 6 here. That's no problem. Playing to our outs, even though it's not a very good out. Like we don't have a high percentage chance to win this game, but we do have a couple of things that could succeed. That's bad. Ooh, that's actually. Okay. Alright, cool. So 7, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Sweet. Okay, so now we just block as much damage as we can. Which is here. It's 5 damage. Since this guy is overwhelmed, this only blocks 4 if we block the 7-5. And we throw this mortar at his face, and then we top deck for lethal. We basically luck sack it. So let's go. Ugh, didn't get there. Oh well. Oh boy. Well, that was very disappointing. Kind of sucking today, guys. Sorry about that. Alright. This deck we're going to be playing now is just like kind of abolish the walls aggressive deck. Red-green, basically just play unions with Warcry, buff up your other unions, go 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop on people, and get there. There's some play to it. Sequencing when you want to play another minion versus when you want to buff an existing minion, which minions you have to remove, which minions when you can let trades happen. Redraw. Okay, this is acceptable. I think we lead on Rakano Banner because we don't have a 1-drop, and we can guarantee that if we sequence correctly, these will come into play untapped, which means we should have all the mana we need. This into this is actually pretty good. This into this is also good. And the hand would be better with a 1-drop, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers, so we'll take what we can get. Thanks, Dustin. Ooh, Shogun Scepter is a very good card in this deck. One of the best It's just a decent buff card. Plus, it also plays Yo minions. You both get to push through damage by making your creature larger than they expect, and also advance your board in the same turn. It just fits very well. I find it's probably one of the cards that's impressed me the most since I started playing this game. So yeah, okay. So we're actually gonna probably just Warcry that sort of a carry of this guy. Prevents him from getting basically prevents the block and prevents him from getting a Warcry trigger. Sort of just keeps everything open, lets us continue to pressure. Yeah. We'll probably also Warcry this. Actually, no we won't, because we have Pummel. Pummel doesn't actually help us that much. Actually, it does. So here's what we can do. We can make this guy a 4/2. We can attack with him. He'll probably block, then we Pummel, blow him out, and see if we can't win. Okay, he doesn't block, doesn't take the bait. That's fine. I guess that means, one, he expected like a +3/+3, or Pummel or something. Or he has plans for this 3/3. He's going to suit it up or something. If he suits it up, we have Vanquish, so like we don't care about that. We take a bit of damage, but who cares? We're an aggressive deck. Alright, he's got Warcry and Torch. Sure. It's acceptable. Sure. Boom. 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 Yeah, present with the threat. Force him to deal with it. Since we were only going to be able to play one spell any given turn, we should probably just play the best spell. Even if it is like less mana efficient, because it's possible we draw a land, we can go like 2-drop, 3-drop. Next turn, meh, you know. This attack is interesting. I don't really know what it signals, but I'm probably just going to kill this 1/1 Aegis dude. If he suits that thing up, it can get out of control very quickly. So, plus I get to develop this 2/1, which is nice. And since I still have Pummel, the 2/1 can actually attack into his 3/3 fine. Plus he wants to actually attack me, which means he won't have this 3/3 back to block because he wants to kill my weapon. So that's nice. Because my weapon will kill his 3/3 regardless, if he doesn't. Alright, Vanquish won't do it because I have Aegis, protects me from that spell. Is he not going to attack? Because that is a mistake. Okay, he's going to attack. Good. Attack with both of them, Pummel, you know, that thing. Can bottom that Fire Sigil. Hit him for 6. And play a 3/3. Okay, he had second Vanquish. That's fine. What does this attack mean? I guess it means he has another creature. Hopefully Vanquish kills it. He does not have another creature. What is in his hand that he thinks racing is a good idea? Okay. That's what he has in his hand. Sure. Okay, 7's me. That's rough. Oh, that's really good. Oh, I guess it was actually I probably should have attacked with the 3/3 first, because then he probably takes it, and I torch his face and win. I basically give him another turn, another draw, and I may lose the game because of it. It was a loose play. I wasn't punished, but definitely could understand the situation where it was. Yep. Haven't had too many of those, but they're still sweet when they happen. God, I can't even think of what our record is. It's probably like 4-10 or something. Oh boy. Ooh, this hand. This hand, this hand, this hand. This hand is probably keepable. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Oh fuck. That was really embarrassing.
Sweet. Okay. That's awkward. But it does die to Vanquish, which is nice.
I'm still recovering from poop.
I guess this guy's probably playing a Life Force deck. I don't know if this is a new card. I've actually never seen it before. But it might be. Anyway, that probably means we're going to have to deal with a bunch of nonsense life gain, which is unfortunate. Though turns like that are a-okay with me. Yeah, now you get to basically see how when the opponent takes turns off, we get to really, really punish them for that. Like, he had kind of an awkward turn. He only got to spend 2 mana on a card that didn't even advance the board state. And, you know, we just dealt him an extra 5 damage because of it. Hey, totem upgrade. I'm gonna be honest, I still am not 100% sure what this do. But, it's nice to get them sometimes. Alright, do we want to play something else? Do we want to play some other nonsense? Got a lot of different decks here. This one's, let me see if I remember this deck. This deck is actually kind of fun. I think I'll play it. It uses a pretty powerful draw engine of Haunted Screen, which lets you play a unit that costs 4 less from your Void, and Gorgon Fanatic, which whenever it infiltrates, you draw 3 cards and gain 3 life. And you can Haunted Scream your Gorgon Fanatic to do it again and again and again. Because the downside of Haunted Screen is you sacrifice the creature that you get back at the end of turn. But Gorgon Fanatic already sacrifices itself to draw the cards. So it's basically just 2 mana, draw 3, gain 3, which is super strong. Plus you just have removal, you have like a Ghost Form and some Levitates to force your creatures through. You also have a Direwood Beast Collar, which turns your Haunted Scream into make 2 5/5s, which is just really good tempo. You have a Recurring Nightmare. Probably need a couple. Well, you don't actually need many Wisdoms of the Elder because you have Gorgon Fanatic for all your card draw. Death Strike is some removal. Steward of the Past to shut down graveyard decks. Umbran Reaper to just burn your opponent out. I actually been yeah, right. That's the beauty of aggro, is sometimes you just get free wins like that, where your opponent plays 1 creature, you have 1 bit of interruption, and they have literally no follow-up. The sort of control package for this deck is Thunderstrike Dragon Second Sight to just generate infinite, or not infinite, but to generate multiple 5/6 flyers, and hopefully run them out of removal that way. So let's give it a shot. It's kind of an interesting deck to watch play. And I think it's fairly competitive, although I have not played this deck in a very long time. So it probably could use some tweaking. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. You know, again, I'm at like low enough level that it should be fine, because people should be playing decks that are also not super tuned. But, you know, as I have proven, that still doesn't mean they can't kick my ass. Alright, so how do we want to sequence this? We definitely want to cast Annihilate on turn 2. I actually don't really care about getting... Actually, I probably want to generate a Primal from this Diplomatic Seal. And I definitely want to cast Gorgon Infiltrator on 3. Oh, now I have my 3rd Primal. I'm actually just going to Feln Banner again. Because again... whatever. You know, these all will come into play untapped or, like, undepleted. Which is probably good. Yes. Draw 3, gain 3. Sure. You got it, mate. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're playing the same deck. Alright, sweet.
You know it.
Hey, we got it. We got the Haunted Scream. So we're gonna play this Gorgon Fanatic. Probably look to trade. If he offers it. And then we can, like, Impending Doom, Haunted Screen, like, basically just draw all the cards. He may not even offer the trade. He may have it. Yeah, he doesn't. He wants to just block, which is fine. But also, like, not gonna go that well for him. So we'll attack.
How the heck does your kit work?
You'll put down your little thing, and after that, baby down.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll play Impending Doom. Leave up Levitate to cycle if we want to. And then we'll Haunted Scream back a Gorgon Fanatic next turn and draw 3 more cards. Yeah, he's got the he's got the Gorgon Fanatic now. And we're drawing Annihilates, which isn't great. But he had a backlash for it, which is awkward. But acceptable. Continue. We'll hit him for 5, and then we're gonna Steward of Past, which is, again, it's really good in the mirror because, like, that means when his Gorgon Fanatic sacrifices itself, it loses all this text, which means Haunted Screen just becomes like spend 2 mana, deal 3 damage to your opponent sometimes, which is super neat. Yep, he deals 3. That's fine. He goes in for the attack. Nope, decides not to. Deals another one. Okay, so now I basically have to contemplate whether I want to let him draw 3 cards to keep my 3/5 alive. And I actually don't think I do, so I'm fine with this trade. I have a 5/5 flyer that's killing him. This still interacts with creatures it kills, so it still kills his Gorgon Fanatic, like turns off the engine. So I think keeping him like low on resources and basically just hoping this Impending Doom is good enough to carry the game. I'm gonna Psycho Levitate here. I basically just want to draw action. Probably. Oh, he's got a negate for it? Alright. He's wondering if he should negate that. Alright, I'm gonna end the turn. We know he has a negate. I don't really want to get this Dark Return negated. I'll let him awkwardly spend his mana on his turn, and then hopefully... Oh, he's got a Recurring Nightmare. Sure, yeah, that's fine. He's gonna... It's a card that every time it infiltrates, it gets double the attack and goes back to your hand. So he's probably gonna play it again. But if he plays it again, he can't hold up negate. Okay, he's not gonna play it again. Interesting. He's just gonna take 5. He really, really wants to hold up negate. But that's fine, because that means I get to advance my board state and he doesn't. So, hey. I don't need to cast spells if I'm already winning the game. These Annihilates, not really doing much of anything. But yeah, he is, like, telegraphing it real hard. Now he has a... Alright, well now, actually, I can overwhelm his negate, which is cool. So... We'll attack for 5. We'll Dark Return. He'll negate it. That's fine. No, he'll just let it happen. Interesting. Maybe he was playing us. But, I'm okay with that. Oh, okay. He thought I was baiting him. That's fine. I guess that was probably the correct move. I mean, I'm gonna beat him next turn anyway, so he should probably... But he shouldn't have been worried about a Haunted Scream then, because I cast it post-combat, so a Haunted Scream wouldn't actually do anything. Still, he's just in a bad space, so, like, no play is optimal. Sure. Yeah, so, I mean, he's getting back a 4-3, right? Like, that's not gonna do it. Yep. Yep. Okay, well, that's game.
How was that? Yeah, buddy. Ow. Look, I'm just saying, we don't have time to turn, really, so.
This is not a keepable hand. You don't want to have Thunderstrike Dragon in your open hand. It's a card you want to draw in the mid to late game. When, like, all of your early game stuff is dried up. This hand is awkward. It's not great. It has removal, which is nice. But, yeah. Ugh. That makes it a bit better. Oh, shit. Oh, man, I'm tired. I should have played Primal Sigil so I could Permafrost.
This is a hard character to play. Harder than I'm used to anyway.
Yeah, to me. Rough shit. Okay, well that was sweet. That was really good. Yeah. Like against this guy, I probably don't even want to draw Thunderstrike Dragon. I just want to draw like combo pieces, like my Haunted Screams and my Gorgons and. Crap. That was a reason to annihilate this guy because it's actually annihilatable. So I can, but now I have annihilate for this nonsense. So that's good. Still taking 3 here, not great, but whatever. I'll accept. We're really hoping for a land here, but I think everyone probably figured that out. And we're rewarded. Sweet. Let's silence that guy so he's forever a 2-2. If he offers the attack, I actually probably won't block. This is not a good choice. Yes.
You are on your own time. Whenever you want to kill it, you kill it. If you want to go for the hour and a half, it's on you. But just give everybody a big sign off.
Okay, sweet. We'll do.
No pressure.
All right, I've just been informed that I have to give you guys a giant sign off, so I'll be preparing that very soon. Death Strike on that, Dark Return, and Argenport Instigator. Gonna Argenport Instigator and Dark Return. It gives me a 3/3. Lets me actually push tempo. If I Death Strike this turn, then I do nothing. I kill his guy. He plays more guys, and next turn I then like have to do everything else. This way I get to make a 3/3, get back my 4/6. Then next turn I can Death Strike his guy, kill, and then like, you know, actually potentially attack with this person. And it just means that if he stumbled, I got to punish it a bit more. And the downside is that so I'm taking 6 here, which is an awkward number to take because I can't block this guy because he has quick draw. But unfortunately, we probably can't actually play Impending Doom anymore.
I would want a defense hero on an attack.
I'm okay with this double block. I actually don't really want this guy. Okay, he's just gonna take 3. He's gonna get in for the 2 points of guaranteed damage, which is fine. He's gonna take 1 in the process, and
Snipe a cow. Snipe a cow. Snipe a cow. This is also new. They gotta stop adding content to games after they launch. I can't keep up. It's okay,
yep, it's acceptable.
I'm loving it.
Okay. Okay. Not sure about that attack. I guess he just wants to get the Warcry trigger. But yeah.
Someone needs to take out that lady.
Oh man, sniper would be good for you, right?
Hey, look at that. We actually ranked up. We're now in Wood Tier Part 2. And with that, I think we're probably gonna call it quits for tonight. Thanks for everyone who was part of the stream. We had a lot of fun. We met our goals, which was awesome, and it was a lot of fun to be part of this. Does anyone else want to say anything?
Thank you, Dustin.
Bye.
Yeah, thanks, Dustin. Got a lot of fans in the room. All right. So.
Good job, Reinhardt.
All right. See you guys.